Let there be absolutely no doubt about it. There is a way for you to set your future self up for success by taking small actions today. That is exactly what we're going to get into in this episode. I am excited that I got some feedback from my social media followers about tips you can use in your personal life to set yourself up for success. And then I am going to provide you with 3 tips to really change the game for you professionally. Also in this episode, it is Tuesday, October 24th when this is airing live, and there is an opportunity for you to not only work on your own success, but also creating a culture where you and others thrive this year so that you can set your team up for success walking into 2024. So stick around through the end to hear about this new offer that is launching this week. Stop questioning whether or not your actions make a difference. It is time to step into the mindset that you can and will spark positive change at work, at home, and in your relationships. I'm Ann Vogt, your culture coach, here to help you grow your confidence and skills to lead with impact. Welcome to What If It Works? Let's create change together. I decided to try something new this week and ask a few of my social media followers a question and bring their answers directly to you on the podcast. So I asked, what is something you do that helps you set yourself up for future success? And this all came to me one day when I was just kind of in the middle of the afternoon, and I was really needing a pick-me-up. And I went to the fridge, I opened it up, and there was an ice cold bubbler just smiling at me. And I was so excited. I literally was like, thank you, Anne, for putting that in there over the weekend, knowing full well that I was going to want one of those and want it ice cold this week. So I just had to chuckle that I was grateful for past Anne for an action she took that really helped me in the future. And it got me thinking, what are some actions that we are taking on a Sunday night or a Monday morning that set our future selves that week up for success? Or what actions are you taking at the start of a month to really set yourself up for the rest of the month so you can be successful? What actions are we taking at the beginning of the year to set ourselves up for success, right? Now, I didn't want this to get too overwhelming by thinking of really big picture things. Fun story, I recently met with a financial advisor, and he asked me the question, what does life look like for you in 5 years? And I literally had no answer. 5 years from now, to me, I am someone who thinks very short term, feels like forever from now. I literally did not even come up with an answer in the meeting because that felt like too far away. That becomes extremely overwhelming for me. And if that is something you resonate with, we are going to talk today about these small little action steps that are actually going to change the trajectory of your future, but also change the speed at which you get to the goals that you want and that you set for yourself. First up, we're going to talk about things you can do personally at home. And now, my friend Melissa from the East Coast came to me with some of her ideas. She works remotely and she works in New York City. And when she has to go into work, actually go into the office, she has to leave extremely early. And so her ideas were definitely around food and dinner plans and making dinner on her remote days so that on her work days, she is able to just get home and food is already done for her. But also, one thing I really loved about her tip is she said, then on remote work days, I actually make dinner very, very early in the morning so that I don't have to think about prepping meals during the day. And this speaks to me so much because I put a lot of mental capacity into food plans. And I will think about it numerous times throughout the day. Even if I know what I'm making for supper that night, I know I'm making meatballs and spaghetti, dynamite. Multiple times in the morning, I will think, did I get the turkey meat out? Did I thaw that in the sink? And then later I'll think to myself, oh, should I prep the meatballs before I go pick up the kids? Or should I do it after I pick up the kids? Oh, wait, we have soccer tonight, so I probably should do it during the day. I am thinking often during my work day when I should be focused on work. I am thinking more than once about that dinner plan. So what I loved about this is she said, I will do this in the morning and then reheat for lunch and for supper so I don't have to think about it. That was a dynamite tip. Staying on the food train, my good friend, Brittany, who actually helps with a ton of my social media stuff. So if you see beautiful posts on my Instagram, that is all Brittany. So Brittany said that she will prep her meat for the week in advance. And I love this. I've done this a couple times myself, but I have not done it consistently. And each week that I do prep the meat in advance, oh my goodness, meal prep or meal cook time is just like sliced in half, if not more, right? And so what a dynamite way to set yourself up for the week for success by even just taking care of the meat prep. And then also, if you have time, the veggie prep and things like that. A few years ago during COVID, I was burned out about meals. And my husband came up with a dynamite idea where he just said, hey, what if instead of having the same meals each day of the week, which would have made things very easy, which, by the way, Rick Litchfield, my dad, that was his go-to. We always knew we were having ham and fried potatoes on Wednesday. Like now, as an adult, I'm like, wow, that man had it figured out. He did not have to spend his time thinking constantly about meals because he did the same meals all week long. It was bananas. My husband brought up, what if we had theme nights each week and then we just match a meal to that theme night? And so the ones that really stuck for us were Italian night on Monday. So that was some sort of noodle dish. And then Taco Tuesday. That was either tacos, fajitas, nachos, enchiladas. Those were like our four go-tos. Wednesday was Asian. So that was either a stir fry or a ramen. Thursday was usually pizza night, and Friday was pick up food for Friday night. Once we started getting really consistent with that, it like took all the stress away from me and meal prepping. And it also helped Brian walk in the door and know what he could help me with based on what day of the week it was, which was super, super helpful for us and for our stress level. Now, does this last 5 minutes of talking about food prep deserve space in this podcast about what if it works? It absolutely does. Because friends, when we are stressed at home about home duties, it flows into our other areas of our life. And so if there's stress for you around food and food prep and meals and what to eat and are you eating enough and do you have enough protein, like spend time on Sunday prepping out your week so that you can go confidently into your week knowing what you're eating or where you're going, because that is how you make better decisions by setting yourself up for success. For so many of us, food prepping at the beginning of the week can really be a game changer during the week for our stress and our confidence level. And so can this tip that I got from Bailey Bernardi. That's right, the newlywed who does her schedule on Sunday night. She takes a look at and writes out her schedule for the week and color codes her 3 different jobs. That's right. This woman is a nurse, is an EMT, and also is a dance instructor. And so she takes a look at her calendar and where she needs to be when, so that she can plan around those events and do that in a way that feels really good. And I am going to give you a tip later in this podcast about a similar idea professionally, how you can take your schedule and plug in the little things that you need to do to tackle your to-do list faster, opening up your week for more opportunity. So stay tuned for that. All right, so we have our food set for the week. We have our Sunday night schedule set for the week. Now let's talk about something you can do each day to, again, set yourself up for the future. Another idea Brittany gave was pick up 10 to 20 minutes before bed and then reset for the next day. I love this idea. We have really started to get on our kids about this, especially our son, who loves to just take his socks off and set them wherever he wants. I wonder where he gets that idea from, as he sits next to my husband, who does the exact same thing, right? Although tonight I went out on the deck to grill burgers and I took my socks off and they were sitting by the deck door. And at bedtime, when it was time for him to go brush his teeth, I was like, and pick up your socks. He was like, and pick up your socks. And I thought, what are you talking about? And sure enough, I looked over by the deck door and there they were. So getting really in the habit of picking up beforehand, but then also getting your clothes set for the next day. This morning, I had to be up and out the door at 5:45 to be on a coaching call by 6. I like to walk during my coaching calls. So last night before bed, I put all my clothes in the bathroom on the counter because I did not want to wake up my husband as I was going through my drawers to get my clothes out for the day. Also, making sure I prep my coffee the night before and have that on the counter ready to go. Again, especially if I'm going to be in a pinch, I want that Keurig set and ready to rock. I use a filter with like coffee grounds that I just add from a big package. And so I usually get that set the night before, have my coffee mug ready underneath it. Everything is ready to go. So all I have to do is click that button and my coffee is ready as well. When you are resetting for the next day, it allows your brain to not dwell on those tasks. And so as much as you can take care of this the night before, you are going to get better sleep. I don't know about you, but I find myself laying in bed thinking of all the things I have to do the next day. So if you can make a list before you go to bed of all the things you need to do, if you can set your clothes out, if you can set your alarms, if you can get your coffee ready or the kids' lunches ready the night before, you are going to be able to have such better sleep and hopefully get to bed sooner because all those thoughts are like checked off the list. Big shout out and thank you to Melissa, Brittany, and Bailey for shooting me their ideas. If you ever see a question sticker in my Instagram stories, please feel free to add your information there and so I can add it to a future podcast episode. The more you engage, the more my listeners can hear all of these great ideas. So thank you so much for that. Let's move into a few things you can do professionally to, again, move the needle faster to see better results. I'm going to start with a strategy I learned from the life coach school. Brooke Castillo, I believe is her name, and it is called Monday Hour One. This strategy I learned at least 3 years ago, and it has just completely changed how I prep my mind for the week. So utilizing Bailey's idea of her writing down her different jobs and color coding them, What I do during Monday hour 1 is I set a timer for 10 minutes. So this is an activity you can do on Sunday night or Monday, the first hour of the day, hence the title Monday hour 1. You're going to get a blank sheet of paper out and you are going to brain dump every single thing you need to do that week. You're going to look at appointments. You're going to look at meetings. You're going to make a list of soccer schedules or whatever your kids' sporting events are. If you have a hair appointment, all of that is going to go in this brain dump. Then at the same time, because your mind, like if it's like mine, is going to go 100 miles an hour, you're going to write down all the activities you have to do as well. So prepping for this week for me, I need to make sure to record my podcast. I need to create my social media graphics. I need to launch the November Lead with Impact cohort, which you're going to learn about in a minute. I am so excited. A lot went into creating this cohort and really finding a balance between a course and a community. And so stay tuned for more information on that. But my checklist this week really focused on the actions and the things that need to be created before that cohort launches. So you're going to list out all the things. Mine this week included buy birdseed, because I need to buy birdseed. I am almost out and I absolutely love feeding my birds, right? Whatever it is, you're going to drop it on this list, but you're going to set a timer for 10 minutes. Your goal is to get everything out of your mind. In those 10 minutes, you're not going to do anything else except write down, brain dump all the things you can think of for the week. Even if it's like text this person, instead of texting them while you are making the list, you are going to write it down. Then you are going to block out your days. So you're going to look at your calendar, write it down again, Monday. All right, I've got a meeting at 6 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m. That was my morning on Monday. Tuesday, I have a meeting from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Wednesday, I have to set up an event at 8, and then my event runs from 9 to 11. Cleanup is until 11:30. You're going to block all the things that are mandatory that require your attention at a specific event, appointment, or meeting. Then you are going to look at all the things you need to do, and you are going to say, okay, I've got 4 hours free Monday afternoon. That's when I'm going to tackle these 4 tasks, or these 2 tasks, or this 1 task that's going to take me 4 hours, or these 8 tasks that are only going to take me about 10 to 15 minutes a piece, right? You are going to take everything off that list and give it a time during the week. Now, I'm going to be really honest with you. I would love to sit on this podcast and tell you that every week I tackle the whole list exactly on the day I said I was going to do it during Monday hour 1. But that's just not real, friends. That is not real. I'm not perfect, okay? I'm still figuring this thing out. But this has been a great strategy for me to really take a look at my week and know that, oh my goodness, you need to kick butt on Monday, Tuesday, because Wednesday's a busy day. You have a speaking engagement on Thursday and you have another one on Friday. So you are not going to have time to get these small tasks done. So they have to fall in Monday or Tuesday. So really take a look at that idea. Monday, hour 1. It has been probably my most productive strategy that I've used. My next tip number 2 for professionally setting yourself up for success is harder, in my opinion. It is blocking out time to read and learn. Now, there are ways for you to do this. I listen to podcasts in the shower and I listen to them on my daily walks. So it's a great way for me to get really positive, growing perspectives and like me being intentional with my thoughts at a time where I'm doing a task that is also setting me up for success, right? But if that's not you, you need to think about, is there time in your day, preferably in the morning? Your mind is just a little more open in the morning for you to read or listen to something that's going to keep you in that positive mindset, that mindset that you are a leader and you are learning and growing. I'm not going to spend any more time on this because I talked a lot about it on the birthday episode, which I believe was episode 5. But if you want to talk about changing your attitude, your overall mood, your view of the future, there is a way for you to get very in tune with a positive, joyful side of yourself through reading and learning, whether that be listening to podcasts, reading blogs. There is a way for you to take in really great information and keep your mind attuned to that positive growth. My third tip for you today is a shameless plug. And here we go. Coming up this week, there is an opportunity for you to join the November cohort called Lead with Impact. Now, if you are listening to this and you have seen me speak, you know that I walk through the 6 steps to creating a thriving culture around you, whether that be at work, in your home, or in your relationships. But I can never, ever get to all 6. It just takes too much time. And obviously during my presentations, I want to engage the audience. I want to have them apply the material that they're learning. And I normally only get through 3 of the 6 modules in the impact method. Well, friends, there is a way for you to get all 6 modules that you can access to learn and grow. There is an impact workbook that goes along with this course so that you are able to apply what you are learning to your direct situation. The reason we are calling this a cohort and not a course is that there is going to be a way for you to interact once a week with a live coaching call. You will be able to ask your questions, get advice, hear feedback, listen to others and their challenges so that you can apply them to your own situation. This is going to be an incredible opportunity. I will let you know right now that the price that we have this at is the lowest it is going to be. I actually got told there is no way you are launching this cohort at this price. And let me just tell you, there is a reason I am doing this. I want so many people getting set in November to really kick off 2024 feeling their best and being confident in the actions to take to continue nurturing a culture where they themselves and others around them can thrive. So often we get to the start of the year and that's when we start learning and that's when we start implementing new strategies and it's overwhelming. And so I wanted to make sure there was something for you set at an appropriate time for you to absorb the information, work through the information and apply it, ask questions about it, and then be held accountable for your actions. We all have taken those courses where we're given all the information. We feel like we're drinking out of a fire hose. And then it's like, okay, the end, go do. And because you don't have the community building you up and walking you through it, and you don't have the accountability of knowing what actions to take and giving feedback and reflecting on those actions each and every day, it just doesn't work. And that is why this Lead with Impact November cohort is going to be so impactful. We are going to be able to get into what you specifically need, and then you're going to be able to practice it in the wild out at work and see how it can truly shift yourself, how you communicate, and how you empower others. I am so excited. If you are as excited as I am, you are going to want to go to www.annvote.com/join. This is going to get you into the Impact Community email list so that you are the first to know when this launches this Wednesday. That is October 25th. There will be an email dropped into your email inbox with all of the information and where you can get signed up and become a member of the November cohort of Lead with Impact. I cannot wait to see you there. What from this list today are you going to take action on? And before you even take action, I want you to just take a pause and think about, what if it works? What if you start planning your outfits out in advance and it gains you 15 extra minutes in the morning? What if you create a list of meals you're going to make for the week and you feel completely de-stressed while you are cooking? What if you lay out your Monday hour one for the week and you tackle your to-do list by Wednesday? I want you to think about, what if this one action works? How will you feel? What will it do for you? What will it do for others around you? And then go set your sights on that activity. I want to know, which of these will you dive into? Or did any of these bring up a new idea for you? Jump on over to Instagram at AnnVote. Look for the episode 14 graphic and jot down in there, what is something you are going to start doing to change your future, to set yourself up for success. I cannot wait to hear what you are going to challenge yourself with and how it's going to change the game for you. Continue to go out there and create change.